What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel. We find ourselves in the... Oh lord, I can't remember what gate I picked. What gate did I pick? It was the Iron Queen gate? Yeah, it was Iron Queen gate. Which is shock. Shock is a thing. Shock is... I don't know, we seem to be going through the different status effect themed things, and I have a tendency to wear a lot of stuff that has shock weakness, so this can only end well. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week. I can deal with fire, I can deal with ice. Shock is my one weakness. That and getting hit in the face by a man who throws bombs. Also good. Both good. So let's do some Spiral Knights news. Yeah. That was a weirdly done one, but yeah, let's do it anyway. Can I say I called it? Am I allowed to say I told you so? I feel like I'm allowed to say I told you so. Called it. The Equinox prize boxes. I said there would be Equinox prize boxes. I called it. Did I not call it? 3 rings, you are nothing if not predictable these days. Absolutely. Yeah, that's when I can tell what the prize boxes are ahead of time. Yeah, you need to up your game, guys. I can anticipate your every move, because your move is not releasing new content for the game. So yeah, that's the thing that's happened. Equinox prize boxes, they appear to be very similar to previous Equinox prize boxes, which is that they are starry and interesting and shiny and stuff. I didn't take a close look at whether it's got that shiny rare sword in it. I imagine it would, because they did before. Let's just deal with these guys, and then we can pop open the old supply depot and have a look at the things. Assuming I'm not about to get ambushed by something. There we go, there's some Equinox stuff. Oh, I see, there's apparently a planetary bomb thing, I guess. A bomb with orbiting stuff. I don't know what that is. I should probably have found out what that is. There is a celestial vortex, that is what it is. I kind of had the tab open on another window, but I had not checked what that would have been. I guess if I check the forums... Yeah, we're doing it live, guys! Yeah, I'm going to check the forums live for you. Let's play the game a bit. Let's actually play the game whilst the forums load, and then I'll be able to find out. This is a professional show that I'm running here, and I'm definitely not just looking all the things up as I go along. Yeah, let me just open up all the Wikipedia pages and talk about all the topics we've got to talk about this week. Yeah, no, I don't do that, but I genuinely just assumed it was like exactly the same this time. The promos are like so uninteresting to me now that it's evidently at the point where I'm not really caring to even find the information out about it. The forums have many things about voting on things, and people are taking polls on what their favourite stuffs are. That's not quite it. It's a blast bomb reskin. Yay! Woo! Someone said they thought it would be a graviton bomb reskin because it kind of looks graviton bomby. It is not. It is apparently a blast bomb reskin. So, yep, there you go. Unless they're wrong, I don't know. I'm just reading this off the yeah. Oh, someone got one. Hey, pictures. Woo. They said that had the death stats on it. It did not. This is going well. This is going well so far today. Okay, I have no idea. I'll take their word on that it's a blast bomb, and therefore it's only of interest if you want cosmetic changes. Which is at least better than them giving out brand new and unique weapons to only people who part with real money, because that's a really bad direction to take any video game. It really is. You should not be doing that. So with that professionalism aside, one thing I did have a look at was Nonna is back, who is the Emberlight Adoption Agency, the lady who sits around in Haven and sells you pet boxes with pets in that you strap to your chest and you wear them, and they are cosmetic. And they're a good way to part with a lot of money if you got a lot of money and you're looking for a way to part with them. Personally, I don't entirely care for them as a design. They're just a little bit meh. I don't know, it's like this. I approve of the bring your pet around with you kind of thing, but the whole strap it to your chest thing kind of doesn't work for me. I can dig pets. Pets are cool. Pets are alright. That's why I have one floating around behind me. But then there's like, hey, I have a second pet. This one is going to be attached to your front like you're carrying a baby around in one of those silly baby carrying things that parents like to have. You know, where they strap the baby to the chest. It's like that. It's like, yeah, no, I'm playing an MMO. I don't need a baby strapped to my chest. This is suddenly not quite the MMO I thought it was. But I guess some people dig having a baby strapped to their chest. You can now go and pay 175,000 crowns for the privilege of doing so. My God, you are evasive. Jeez, would you? Yes, walk into a turret and get stabbed in the face. I have never known a gremlin as evasive as that one was. What the heck? Fix your dodging algorithms, 3 rings. Wow. You're down. Good. Good. So those are the 2 things. Nonna is back. Nonna is selling you overpriced pets. In fact, if there's more that you can pay more than 175,000 if you want. There's the Devilite kind of thing. Hoptima is the bunny Devilite that they introduced back in March, which is he's $250,000. If you want to part with $250,000, yeah, there's a way to part with $250,000 there. Do I have any use for this key? Have I? I must have. There must be a treasure room somewhere. Am I missing something entirely? I know there's the. I know I need the key for the way out. I'm aware of that much. Before anyone shouts at me for that, I know I need the key for the way out. But normally the key gets you treasure. I don't see how it would actually get me treasure and the way out here, but yeah, that is neither here nor there. Beats me. I suppose I should just go out, maybe? Let's just go out, I guess. Alright. Let me bring up my notes again since I changed to a web page. There we go. Let us talk about things. Let us talk about the things. First and foremost, I need to talk about how not one single person left me a question or topic or anything last week. So that's a poor state of affairs. I'm aside from ancient questions that I'm pretty much resigned to never answering. I'm kind of tapped on the questions front now. You haven't given me anything to talk about, so I ain't got anything to talk about. So I'm going to ramble for a bit about things that are going on at the minute. And yeah, you're going to need to ask me some stuff, or veiled threats the series might have to end. I don't know. Question mark. Basically, look. This is I'm going to level with you guys. I'm going to level with you. This thing goes 2 ways. I make the entertainment, but in order to make the entertainment, I need you guys to work with me. I need you guys to ask me questions and provide me with topics so that we've got stuff to talk about, so that next week there can be a show. If nobody was willing to work with me on this, then I'll just go play some more Party Hard or something, since that stuff's easier to make than Spiel. It's just a way easier series to make, and yeah, I mean, if you're all okay with that, that's fine. That's great, we'll do it that way. But you know, if you guys enjoy this series, and I am led to believe that there are a few people out there who kind of do, it would be appreciated if you guys could work with me on this. I keep saying, hey guys, talk to me, say things, say hi, pop in once in a while and go, hey, what are your thoughts on XYZ? Preferably nothing political, and for the love of God, don't ask me anything about Spiral Knights, because I've talked about everything that there is to do with Spiral Knights many times over now. And talking about it again is literally just repeating myself, and I know I'm known for repeating myself. I'm not going to do the repeating myself joke thing that I already did, because I already did that joke. But nonetheless, yeah. I've lost my train of thought. Where was I? Something about repeating myself. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about things I've talked about in the past, because I know we've got a lot of what we've talked about has been interconnected over the past 44 episodes, and I'm kind of okay with interconnectedness. Things that are related to past topics are cool, but just saying, hey, what is your thoughts on battle sprites, or which is your favorite sword, is not stimulating discussion, which is what I would prefer to be achieving with this series. This series should be about stimulating discussion. And I hope you're here because you enjoy the stimulating discussion that it brings. But without people to discuss with, there can be no discussion. A discussion requires 2 parties. One cannot discuss with oneself. Well, you can, I suppose, and I often do, but that is neither here nor there, and I'm just a very strange person. However, I kinda need you guys to work with me on this series. So, I will continue to ramble about things that are going on in the local area and local internet, because there are a bunch of important things going on at the minute you guys should probably be aware of, so we'll talk about them for a while. But, yeah, it would be nice to get to the end of this season, at the very least. Come on, guys. Got 6 more episodes to go. You can do it. You can do 6 more episodes to the end of the season. I have no idea where we're going from there, but I believe you can provide me with 6 episodes worth of topics. You got it in you. I know you do. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about the things that are going on. Let us talk about, first and foremost, Hopeathlon, which will be this Saturday. Obviously, there was an announcement video went up on the channel. It was not well watched, if I'm honest, but I hoped it might have been more watched than it was, but so I'm going to thrust this in your face again, because you guys need to know about it. So, over at beam.pro/Hopeathlon, they've chosen an alternative video streaming host for the purposes of, I guess, not joining the giant monopoly that is Twitch. And apparently it's a better service, actually, from testing. They're like, oh yeah, the chat latency is like next to 0, it's pretty good for that. If you go over to beam.pro/Hopeathlon and make an account and subscribe there, you'll presumably get a notification when stuff happens. But what will be happening is on Saturday afternoon stroke evening stroke early hours of the morning, depending on where you are in the world, there will be things on there to watch. A whole 12 hours worth of things, many things, and one of those things will be partially contributed to by myself. So it's going to be a charity live stream. It's a 12-hour fundraising live stream. We're going to be streaming video games and raising money for charities focusing on youth depression and other social issues. So, yeah, there are a bunch of really good causes to get behind. There's Papyrus UK, which is working towards youth with depression in the UK, and a organisation focusing on similar issues in the US, which is Reach Out. Yeah, we're going to be raising money for that, and hopefully having some fun while we do it. First up, there will be, at the start of things, which will be 8 PM in the UK's, and I think that's 12 noon in at least one of the American time zones. You are fully invited to go to Time and Date, or other time zone conversion services are available. You just go on the internet, look up time zones, because there's a lot of times going to be coming at you here, and I can't do them all quite off the top of my head. So yeah, you might be worth looking them up if you're not in GMT or easily able to convert to or from GMT. So, starting at 8 PM GMT will be Mod and his Team Tuxedo crew doing Euro Truck Simulator, and they'll race across Europe. They'll be getting a whole bunch of them together to take a bunch of trucks and race them across Europe, which should be a bit of a giggle. Mod has been whinging for a while now that he feels like he's handicapped by having a slow truck, but he fully had the option to buy a faster truck when he started playing the game, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's a sentimental thing, but nonetheless, I feel like any handicap he has was self-inflicted. Hey. What else we got? We have from 10 PM, we've got... Oh man, now I'm going to be tested trying to remember what the schedule is. From 10 PM we have Hayorki playing some Minecraft, which to what that exactly entails, I'm not rightly sure. It's literally just listed as Minecraft. I have no idea whether he's on some sort of private YouTube server like the Strangelands or the Tuxedos or what have you, or if he's going to play mini games or what. That's a vague one, I'm going to be honest, but if you like Minecraft-based contents, that's probably something you could go have a look at. That's probably worth your time. Beyond that, at midnight in the GMTs, the GMTs, we have... I forget the full name of her channel. It's Melly Z something. Someone who plays a lot of visual novels, and it is my regret that for reasons which will become clear later on in this video, I'm going to miss that bit, because I would be quite happy to watch that bit. I feel like the visual novel bit of things would be kind of cool. One of the games that she will be playing I am familiar with, which is Amnesia, which I have been watching a certain YouTuber playing through lately. And actually, as far as visual novels goes, that one's really good, actually. Amnesia is actually a surprisingly good visual novel. I say surprisingly just because every time one is just, you know, not just porn, I'm always kind of surprised. They got a bit of a reputation of just mostly just being porn. So, when something comes out and it's like, hey, this is actually just a really solid, really good story, it's like, I didn't expect this. So, yeah, Amnesia is one of those. she's got a 2-hour slot to play through stuff. I'm pretty certain Amnesia alone would take longer than 2 hours. I know she's got another game planned as well, so I have no idea how those two are going to work. But yeah, there's two visual novels to watch if you like your visual novels. Go check them out. It's 2 a.m. 2 a.m. in the Gumps, the GMTs, the British Isles times. There's something that's... It sounds really bad, to be honest. I'm not sure I would really want to watch it, to be honest. There's these guys, they're called the Button Mash Podcast, I think. They also seem to go by the name #Team Suicide. I really don't know. They sound a bit awful to me, but they're going to be playing some really dire-looking title. It's some $2 bargain bin thing from the dregs of Steam. It's called The Labors of Hercules? Yeah, it looks really bad. I'm not sure why they're playing it. Of all the games in the world, they could have picked something better for that, but... Yeah, that's #Team Suicide. That would be this guy called Meroka, along with this other fellow called Tolkus, and I believe they do a podcast with a guy called Will, so those three are going to be getting together and they're going to be playing the dregs of Steam, as it were. And I mean, if you caught the podcast recently, I think they made a bunch of jokes about this game, about how silly and awfully bad it looked, so it could be a pleasant surprise and an entertaining romp, I guess, all things considered. I think that's what they're hoping it's going to be, and, you know, maybe one day Meroka will stop referring to himself in the third person and tell you that that's us, that's going to be what we're going to be doing. So, yeah, for all those reasons and more, look, it's one of those games that's bad. There's no way that game can be bad, but we think it looks entertainingly bad. We're hoping against hope that it's going to be snakes on a plane and not... I'm trying to think of a movie that's just unequivocally bad and not just so bad it's good. I think a lot of the bad things I've seen are so bad they... I guess Pixels is a pretty good one to pick for that, because nobody seems to have liked Pixels. Everyone's like, hey look, it's a movie about Pac-Man, and it's like, yes, it's also an Adam Sandler film. Nobody has said anything good about the film. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm hoping we're getting Snakes on a Plane, I'm hoping we're not getting Pixels. Let's put it that way. I don't know, because we haven't touched the game yet. And... yeah. That could go either way. However, there are 3 of them, and they're working on a 4th one. I presume they must have sold at least a few copies of the game if they're working on the 4th friggin' sequel in the series. It's like, if your game was that big a flop, you wouldn't make 4 of them. You'd be like, you know what, let's go back to the drawing board and make another game. So I presume it must be pretty okay. At least a little bit. Which is why we're doing that. So... yeah, I think it's mostly just gonna be us doing 2 a.m. banter, whatever 2 a.m. banter entails. 2 a.m. #Team Suicide Hercules banter. Yeah, we're not even calling it the Labors of Hercules. It's Hercules. It's easy. If you watch the podcast, we keep joking about how one of the core themes of the game just seems to be cheese, and it's Hercules. So Hercules. Yeah, it's Hercules. Come watch us play Hercules for 2 hours. You literally have nothing better to do with your time, so have at it. Following us is Simon Parsons, one of the main men behind the event, if not the main man, pretty much is. He'll be doing some horror-y thing. Deadly Premonition, that's the thing he's doing. Yes, something that's probably not the kind of thing I would ever normally check out. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Not really sure, like I say, if it's not horror, whoops, but I was under the impression that's a horror-y thing. Yep, he's doing that, that's that, 2 hours that, and then wrapping things up, there will be Sims 3 Symbiote, whom I must confess I'm not familiar with their content, but they are distinctly a Sims kind of content producer. And they will be playing Sims 4, some Marvel heroine challenge thing, which I can only imagine is a Sims mod thing. I don't know, I'm not into the Sims scene, so I'm not really familiar with the intricacies of what on earth that actually entails. Right, well, we're going on a wild path, so it does require a Beast Slayer loadout. Bingo, that's something to kill some beasties with. Alrighty. Onwards to stab beasts with a pointy stick. So that's going to be Hopeathlon. That is going to be 6 streamers, or streaming groups at any rate. in 2-hour blocks over the course of 12 hours, raising money for good causes over at beam.pro/Hopeathlon. And I do hope at least some of you will be able to come join us for that. Should be a giggle. It should very much be a giggle. Some weird 2 AM giggle. It's clearly intended for the American audiences because it's like not convenient for the British audiences. Yes, we're going to stream from 8 PM till 8 AM. Aha. Right. Okay. Oh my word. How do I fight these things? Oh no, I can't fight these things. I have a Polaris. Oh no! I can't fight the oh no, I can't fight the jellies. And why did I bring a shotgun? Because it was by default in my loadouts. Is why yep. Maybe they will. Oh, maybe. Ouch. Maybe they will shock each other. Or, well, it's doing elemental damage. I guess it can kill them. As long as it can also heal them if they electrocute. Okay. Well, that was a tricksy room. That was a very tricksy room. Are they all gone? I guess some of them must have, like, knocked each other out. I can take it. I can take that. Okay. Okay, what else are we talking about? We're talking about Button Mash 12. That's what we're going to talk about. Button Mash 12 is happening. If you are not aware, Button Mash does a bunch of meat space things. Some IRL stuffs. Do I need to hit the switch? I think I do, don't I? And we are doing our 12th IRL meat space thing this weekend on Saturday 26th, which is also the same day as Hopeathlon. Yeah, I scheduled myself well for this weekend. It's going to be a frantic frigging rush around like a madman all day long for me, but hey, I wouldn't have it any other way, I'll be honest. So that's going to be cool. So, starting at 3 PM in the afternoon, it's in the New Bradford Playhouse, or in fact, they branded themselves as the New Bradford Playhouse for a while. They seem to have gone back to just branding themselves as the Bradford Playhouse now, so I don't know if they've been around long enough that they're no longer new or something, but yes, the Bradford Playhouse. If you are in the West Yorkshire area, in the UKs, then yeah, we got a gaming event for you. You should probably come down and say hi, that would be rather cool. If you're not, then Hopeathlon is a worthy and viable alternative, but yeah, if you're around in our neck of the woods, it'd be really cool if you came and said hi to us there, because that would be frickin' sweet. As always, that comes with the usual caveats for the purely digital audiences, the YouTube fans. You guys watching along, you guys, you sort of, you know to expect a video from me every day. That's all up in the air when I'm, working an 18-hour day, and then apparently streaming for 2 hours when I get home from working an 18-hour day as well. Okay. I will endeavour to try and get some video content up for Saturday and Sunday, but I promise nothing. I've always said I will maintain. If I don't promise anything, nobody can call me out when I don't deliver. So, that's my attitude in life. So I'm not promising that there will be video on Saturday. I am not promising there will be video on Sunday. I will try to, but I'm not promising anything. So if nothing appears, do not complain. You have been warned, you have been foretold. You may not speak of it. Well, I can't stop you, but I'd prefer it if you didn't. So yeah, beware of that. Normal service will absolutely resume on Monday, at the very least, if that is the case. And further to that, said content should hopefully, if all goes according to plan, be actually much improved. My videos actually should be better by next week at the very least. My god, I'm stepping in all the electric and it's really nasty. This is a horrible time I'm having here. Because I have bought another upgrade for my PC, something that's sorely needed for a long time. It's something that when I constructed it, and even when I upgraded it, it's something I never really gave much consideration to, and I don't know. When I had my old CPU, I don't think it was ever a major issue. Then back end of last year, I upgraded the CPU, and it was pretty solid for a while. And then sometime around, I guess I would define it as being somewhere around the start of summer, maybe somewhere around the last Equinox promo. I'm blaming 3 Rings for this. Yeah, it's all 3 Rings' fault. Last time they did the Equinox promo, the weather started warming up in the UK and sort of temperatures ran a little high, and suddenly my CPU's making a lot more noise than it used to. That's kind of weird. That's not great. And yeah, for a few months now, honestly, there's very little I can do about it. I've tried fixing it in post-processing and stuff, but there's just perpetually in my commentary audio, there's just this perpetual really faint whir in the background, which is to say that my CPU cooler is so friggin' loud, trying to keep my CPU cool these days. For some reason. It's stock, is what it is. Look, it's an AMD CPU and it's stock, and they're not well renowned for being incredible coolers. They're like good enough to do the job, and you do void the warranty if you put a different cooler on it. It does say on it, it's like, oh, warranty void if you change the cooler, and it's like, oh, but your coolers suck. They really suck. Your cooler sucks. Just let me change it. I want to change it. So I've bitten the bullet and I bought a new CPU cooler. Hopefully something that will be considerably quieter. I did my usual research thing that I do when I'm shopping for computer components. I spend far too long looking up stuff. Mostly because I didn't know much about CPU coolers, to be honest. I was like, I've never shopped for these before, so I spent ages trawling the internet, looking through stuff. It's like, oh, I need to know. I don't know. I need to know, like, audio levels. How do you do audio? How does one compare audio levels? So I went through several different reviews looking at things, and some reviews don't even cover audio levels, and it's like, for me, that's the most important thing. Most of them are like, oh, this is how we measured all these temperatures, and we've seen what temperature it will bring your CPU down by. I'm like, I don't care. As long as the CPU's running and can run at full capacity, and it's not at a critical temperature that breaks the CPU, that's actually not the biggest concern of mine. As long as it can run at full tilt and not overheat, that's fine. Surely. What I am concerned about is the noise. And whenever I'm running anything more strenuous than Hearthstone, or indeed even when I'm rendering a video... Oh, back in deconstruction zone, are we? It's just jet engine time in here. It really is. And it's been doing my head in for about 6 months now. And I decided I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. And I've bought myself a moderately priced, well-reviewed, certainly in terms of audio levels, cooler. It is not the most powerful cooler I could have bought in terms of bringing the temperature down, but I am confident that it should allow me to run my CPU without everything melting into a big pile of molten metally goo, which is kind of what you want from life. And in all audio benchmarks from the review that actually did test the audio levels, thank you guys who actually did that, because that's invaluable to me. Yeah, it apparently runs at full load when it's running at absolute peak, fans going as fast as it can possibly do. It runs at 37 decibels, and for the purposes of audio testing, if you're not familiar with audio levels, which I wasn't, apparently anything under 40 decibels for a CPU cooler is considered effectively silent. Compared to background noise and things that are going on in the world, for anything under 40 decibels might as well be inaudible. And this one runs at 37 decibels, full whack. That's what I want. That's what I want out of life. Excuse me. Yeah, 37 decibels is what I need. Apparently the stock AMD ones often run somewhere in the region of 60 decibels, which, if you're familiar with, if you've done any audio work before, then you're in a good position to call out what I'm about to say, I suspect, but the way I believe the decibel audio level system works is that it's logarithmic, therefore for every 10 decibels you go up, the audio level doubles. So my CPU is essentially 4 times louder than... I was going to say silence, but hey, that makes it sound like 4 times 0, and 4 times 0 is still 0. Hey, that was a nice haul, I killed them all. Cool. Yeah, so it's clearly not 4 times 0, but it's 4 times louder than how it should run. Which, yeah, I could definitely go for a CPU that's 4 times quieter than this. My god. I sometimes find myself turning up the audio on YouTube videos when I'm watching stuff. Like, if I'm rendering a video and watching a YouTube video on someone else's channel at the same time, I'm like, man, I can't hear myself think or hear the video over the sound of the CPU cooler just going in the background. So it's just like, I'm actually so sick of this, I'm going to do something about it. Because not only will it give me a great deal of peace of mind, it's also going to be of great benefit to you guys. And if I can clean up my audio quality, I feel like that would definitely help with the production qualities and getting the subscribers and people to watch my stuffs. Yeah, those are all good things, definitely. One of the big things that everyone always says, indeed I've said on many occasions, the big thing for your videos is audio quality. And since I bought my Samsung mic, it's like I've always thought I had pretty decent audio quality, but then for the last 6 months, I've just been sat here thinking, my audio quality sucks. And guess what? My channel growth has been about half what it was before that. Over the course of the last 6 months or so, I've seen a few surges, but channel growth has generally been pretty slow, and I could be going crazy, but, you know, if I were to try and pinpoint a reasoning, I might say it was because I don't feel like the audio quality is totally top-notch anymore. I think it was once upon a time. I think it was pretty decent. I think I had pretty good audio quality, and now, these days, I'm just like, this could be so much better. It really could. And it's really annoying. For something like the podcast, actually, it works fine. For a podcast, it's great because I'm not running the CPU like a madman. I'm not trying to play a game and capture it at the same time. So the fan doesn't... the CPU's not running crazy and the fan's not running crazy trying to keep up with the CPU. Whereas now that I'm playing something like Spiral Knights, which is reasonably graphically intense... Well, to be fair, it's not, but it's so poorly optimized that it might as well be. There is that going for it. Yeah, that'll make some heat. That'll make some heat that needs to be dissipated with a fan that runs really loud. For those interested, I have, if you're actually interested in a model in what I picked up in the end, it would be the Be Quiet! Exclamation mark. Shadow Rock 2? I think it would have been. There were a lot of similar models. There was one that was like a really small, petite one that was like, oh, this looks like a nice little one, but I think it's designed for much smaller PCs, and I'm like, is this going to have the power I want it to have? I couldn't be certain it would in the end, so I went for their other model, which is just a little bit more beefier. And I'm aware of Be Quiet as being a reasonably well-reputable brand, and hey, the clue's in the name there, how they design their CPU coolers. The company is literally called Be Quiet. What exactly do you think they're designing over there? They're not there to keep your CPU cool, they're there to keep your CPU quiet. And I'm very, very okay with this. That isn't what I need in life. I just need a bit of silence from time to time. Fortunately, at least one of the reviews that I looked at kind of had all the reference levels for audio levels and stuff, and it was a different one that said 40 was sort of effectively 0 on a CPU, but yeah, it was like 30 decibels is like a bedroom at night, which is I guess half that volume. 20 decibels is a broadcast recording studio, like a professional one. If you went into like TV or film or radio or somewhere, I presume, or I guess if you're recording for an album or something for a band, that's apparently they keep those at 20 decibels, which is half as quiet as your bedroom at night. And then 10 decibels is just leaves softly rustling, which is like a very vague thing. I can't help but feel like 40 decibels would be like crazy loud compared to that. I don't know. You can hear leaves rustling. It's not like they're next to silent, but you think about like the silence in the middle of the night, and then say that is 4 times louder than leaves rustling. I'm not convinced about that, but whatever. That is your reference points, at least that I had to work with. So there we go, this brings us to the end of the adventure. We had very little to talk about. I guess it's been a long time since I did a kind of state of the channel kind of thing, so I guess that's vaguely a kind of state of the channel update. I've talked nothing about the content that I'm making, but there's some, hopefully, stuff that some people are interested. Yeah, if this was not the kind of thing you want to hear me ramble about, maybe leave me a question or a topic or something in the comments below. And absolutely don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed as well, because that helps me out a bunch too. But for now, this brings us to the end of Spiral Spiel for this week. There are but a handful of episodes left in the season, but we do need things to talk about in them, so I am absolutely calling on you. You would not want to be solely single-handedly responsible for this season ending prematurely, would you? And yes, you. Specifically you. Yeah, you. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you. No, I'm not the other people, not the other 200 people who watch this video. You. I'm talking to you. I'm calling on you to leave me a topic or a question. Absolutely. No, not the other guy. No, not him. No, not... Forget the other guy. I'm talking to you. You need to save Spiral Spiel. Only you can save Spiral Spiel, and you need to do that by leaving me a question in the comments below. So please do that for next week. Well, thank you very much for watching. I have been Meroka. This has been Spiral Spiel, and I will see you next time.